Decepticons Forever! Ba weep grana weep nitty bong, I'm Engineer Hoist, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Covert Agent Ravage and Decepticons Forever Ravage that was revealed, sort of, at the PulseCon 21. We saw the guy before. I think it was on sale in retail in some locations, but they officially revealed it there. They put it up on Hasbro Pulse, and I snagged it while I was standing in line for the exclusives at TFCon. So this is sort of part of my TFCon 21 haul. At least I'm calling it that. I don't normally start with the bots in the package, but I did want to start this because I think this may be the first time in history that we get them packaged in bot and alt mode simultaneously in the box. Because, yes, this guy is going to turn into a cat, but in the show, and it even shows it on the back of the box, he actually transforms into the cassette within the Beast Wars show. And that's why you get that little G1 Ravage included in the box. And you can see you've got the standard G1 Ravage guns there, and also some new guns for the Covert Agent Ravage. But I'll go ahead and get them out of the box, and we'll take a look at them. Okay, so here is Covert Agent Ravage and Decepticons Forever Ravage. Or is it the other way around? It doesn't make it real clear, but that's how I like to think about it, because I'm pretty sure they called him Covert Agent Ravage in the show. And, well, G1, Decepticons Forever. As you can see, we've got the accessories out of the pack. It's the standard G1 missile launchers that go on the side of his hips. And for the Covert Agent Beast Wars style Ravage, he's got two of these little pistols here that are looking pretty good. I think they're a pretty good representation from the show. You know, just mostly just black, got a little bit of silver paint there. Looking good. If you haven't seen G1 Ravage before, we'll go ahead and take a look at him first. I can already feel the legs are definitely the die-cast stokes. They're cold when I pick them up. So you can see he looks like a cassette tape. And that's the thing we used to listen to our music on before we had iPods and CDs and stuff like that. For any of you out there that's younger than probably, what, Gen X or something like that. You guys know what tapes are. Anyway, so there you just kind of open them up like that. And I don't know if I did it in the exact proper order, but that's pretty much how you do it. And I'm probably completely blocking it with my big clunky hands. But you flip out the tail, you flip out the head, and then you just kind of unfold the legs. They don't spread out. They're not known for articulation. This, now that I look at it, this kind of looks like that what they call it, Reed Man or something from one of those Bayformers movies. Just like super thin. But there he is. You can pose the legs a little bit if you want. Like you get him saying, "Hey guys," or whatever. But and then you just take these weapons, you put them in the cassette holes there. One on one side. One on the other. Kind of helps fill out his profile a little bit. And it's got little rocket boosters. He's got wings. He's got those scopes, maybe, you know, missiles. Yeah, pretty standard G1 Ravage. You know, straight out of 1984 or probably earlier when he was like the Micro Man kind of stuff. So yeah. So there you go. You got little G1 Ravage. If you don't have him already, you can get him out of that pack. And so we'll take a look at Covert Agent Ravage here. So you can see he's got the Jaguar head. You can turn it side to side. His mouth does open if you can get something in there and get it open. I have no fingernails, so I just shove a stick in his mouth. This is called a spudger. You can get them on Amazon like $30, or I mean 32 a pack for like $6 or something like that. So get his mouth open. His teeth and tongue are painted. So he can look surprised or angry or yelling, however you want to look at it. He's got a little white spot on his head, not sure what that's for. The arms got some pretty standard articulation. You can move them all the way around if you want to. You can move them. His chest comes forward. Just don't have that tabbed in all the way, I guess. You can move his shoulders up. It's a little tight. His biceps swivel there is pretty tight, so if it's, or at least on mine, so definitely want to grab it at the part just below the elbow instead of down here, because when I first started doing that, it felt like I was going to twist something off. So you can twist that there. And it does have to twist as part of the transformation too. He's got a double jointed elbow, so that's very nice. He's got a little bit of a wrist swivel. He's got a waist swivel. The legs, everybody likes to see the forward, and doesn't quite go all the way back out to the side. Yeah, you can go do a nice little side kick there. The knees, not much of a bend at the knees. The foot can go forward and back. Got a little bit of a rocker, well, quite a bit of a rocker actually. Although the feet are pretty small, but they do a good job holding them up unless he's got his tail out. The tail does go up and down basically. It doesn't come off. And these other legs on the back, they're just kind of there. You know, you could fold him back in so he's not quite so back heavy, I suppose. And there he is, you know. Again, Comrade Ravage with the Decepticons Forever! Yeah. And you can also bring his other legs out so you can have him, you know, if he's really fighting off a whole bunch of people, you can have extra limbs fighting off, you know. Yeah, not official. That's not an official mode. But, you know, you can do it if you want. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, pretty good looking Ravage. And, of course, he's got his guns, too. You know, you can hold his guns like usual. Standard 5mm port. At least that's what everybody says. I've never actually measured it myself, but it seems about right. So, get him there. He's ready to go and fight some people. You could also store them on his hips, because he's got an extra tab on the side there. He's got a little slot in his leg. And so if he doesn't need both guns at the time, he can holster one of them. You can have it that way, like if he's going a cross draw or a standard draw, you can also put it on this side too. You know, completely up to you. Or you don't even have to have the guns there. Yeah, he can just have left them in his ship or something. Yeah, so there you go. We do comparisons, right? So let's see how he looks compared with Siege Sideswipe, who I'm going to be using as our constant, because by this point everybody's got to have at least one of the Siege Sideswipe molds. But there he is, so you can see how he stacks up against Sideswipe. Kingdom Cheetor, this is the one I think most people are curious about. You can see Ravage is quite a bit bigger, so definitely not just a remold. Unfortunately, I don't have Tigertron to tell you, but I have seen other people review him, and Tigertron is actually quite a bit bigger than Ravage himself, so he's kind of right there in the middle. And Beast Wars Megatron, who I need to adjust the camera to see. Let's go and look. So there you can see as he squared off against Beast Wars Megatron, because of course in the show Ravage was sent back by the VOC, or the Tripredacus Council actually, to try to capture Megatron before he was convinced by the recording of his Megatron to kind of go ahead and let this guy go, knowing that he's doing the good work of the Decepticons, even though he may be wearing a Predacon badge. It's time to transform this guy. So you can close the mouth or not. It's up to you. We'll close it. Not that we had to do that, because I'm going to transform his legs first. If you've got Kingdom Cheetor or the Netflix Cheetor, either one, basically the same thing, just different colors. The legs work exactly the same way. You just fold the foot in, it kind of kicks out the cat legs, and you bend at the knees the wrong way. And that becomes the cat legs. The tail's already there. And this is where it differs, is the front half. So we already saw the chest comes forward. It does have a little tab here. When you fold up the head, he's got like a little ascot of fur below his head there, and it's got a little hole there where you can peg in the chest. I just didn't do a very good job of it when I transformed him the first time, but so that's it would tab in a little bit better if I tried a little bit harder, but you know. Don't make the same mistakes I did. So yeah, so there you go. You got his arms. What you're going to want to do is rotate at the bicep, because he's got a tab here on the forearm. It's going to go into a slot here on the upper arm, and at the same time you also want to rotate the wrist so that he's got fur on the back side, so you want that all lined up. So you kind of go ahead and rotate all that in, and there's the reason for the double elbow. They're not being generous. It's part of transformation. Everybody seems to point that out, right? Yeah, so same thing on the other side. Let's rotate the bicep 90 degrees, rotate the wrists, fold that all up, and then you can fold that into the chest. Nice like that. Just kind of get that straight and kind of push them down in the back, get them laying nice and flat, because this all is going to fold back up, and you'll see here in a minute. So you take these cat legs on his back, you open them up, and you can see there's big gaps in his back there, and that's what the arms are going to do. They're going to fold that up. So you want to take these and get them folded mostly forward. Actually, you want to get them folded pretty much all the way forward, because they are going to be captured by the chest. And if you got to flip the cat arms all the way out, then go ahead and do that. So get these folded all the way forward, fold up the chest, and get that all in. And you can see how it goes and fills in the back. And there are a couple of notches on his back that go into some, or tabs on his back goes in notches on his arms. Everybody gets those mixed up. Give me a break. And then the chest also has a couple of tabs which kind of lock in the cat arms. The front legs. The cat arms. What are you talking about? And fold his ascot back down, and then you can flip his head up. And now you have situate his legs appropriately, however you want. And you've got a nice looking, mostly black Jaguar, except for the silver robotic thighs sticking out there. Yeah, looking pretty good. How's the head look? Oh yeah, it's the same head from before. You know, that's pretty much what we expected. And yeah, looking pretty nice. Looking pretty nice. Got some feet sticking out the back of his, you know, upper thighs, or I don't know, anatomy. And tail, you can, you know, make him excited or scared, or, you know, leave it down a little bit. So there you go. A little bit of movement on the paws, so you can get him posed one way or another. And pretty much the only comparison we care about in this one, Kingdom Cheetor. So we can see that Ravage is a little bit he's a little bit stockier in the chest, as you might expect. From you know, between the legs, he's about the same. You know, if you go nose to tail, they're about the same, but he is definitely stockier. He is a bigger, more powerful cat, whereas Cheetor is a cheetah, and he was built for speed. And one last comparison. We've got the Covert Agent Ravage with the Decepticon Forever Ravage. And let's see if he'll actually stand up. Oh my goodness, he's actually standing up, as thin as he is. What a good boy, Ravage. Good boy. Yes. So there you go. Okay, one benefit for actually doing this live, because I did record this live on stream, got a question, what about these other guns? So thank you for reminding me. Oktar, I think it was, maybe a couple other people, but I specifically saw that one. These other guns, you can actually put, the slots are available, so you can actually store these guns on his legs. I don't think you can really store them the other way around. I mean, yeah, you can, but they don't really do a whole lot. He's just going to shoot his shoulder. I mean, I suppose he could, you could get him in a pose as if he's using the litter box, you know. So if you want him to use them as actual forward-facing guns, he basically has to You know, you have to pose him like he's using the litter box for them to actually shoot anywhere other than on his own body. So, I don't recommend that, but you can turn them around backwards. And use them, you know, either just storage or, you know, pretend they're like jet boosters or something. So, up to you. And unfortunately, the G1 Ravage guns do not actually fit on here because they don't have any ports for them. Okay, so time for final thoughts. We've got Covert Agent Ravage, or as I like to call him, Comrade Ravage, because of the whole Russian accent, and Decepticons Forever! And you also got the Decepticons Forever Ravage, which is basically G1 Ravage. Should you get them? Well, it kind of depends. If you're a fan of Beast Wars and you especially like the Ravage arc in there, then yeah, this is a great figure. He's a little pricey for what's essentially a deluxe class figure with a bonus G1 cassette, but I tell you, I'm happy I got him. And if you like this character and you like the Kingdom line and you want to be complete, I think you'll like him too. So I think that's going to do it. Hope you liked my first review in a long time. We're definitely going to be doing more. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends, and we'll see you next time.